In this tutorial, we'll show you how to install the 105D and 120D Cloudwheels on your Exway electric skateboard. Hub drive boards require the Cloudwheel Donuts kit, while belt drive boards use the Cloudwheel Discovery kit. 105mm Cloudwheels are compatible with all Exway boards as of this tutorial, while the 120mm Cloudwheels are compatible with the Flex and Atlas series. Installing Cloudwheels on hub drive boards. To get started, prepare your set of Cloudwheels, a skate tool, and a T10 Torx key. Remove the hub motor cap and sleeve from one of the motors by using the Torx key on the 5 screws. On one of the Cloudwheel Donuts, remove a screw and spring washer from the foam and insert them into the hubcap. Then, insert that screw into the donut sleeve. Slot the sleeve and cap onto the hub, and align the screw with one of the screw holes on the inside of the hub. Once the screw is aligned, insert the remaining screws and use the Torx key to tighten them. Do the same for the other side. Installing the front Cloudwheels. This part applies to both the Cloudwheel Donuts and Cloudwheel Discovery kits. With your skate tool, undo one of the axle nuts on the front truck. Then, remove the outer washer, the wheel, and the inner washer. Slip a bearing onto the axle and press down on it with a Cloudwheel to install the bearing. Take the wheel off again and put another bearing onto the axle. Also put on a spacer. Put the Cloudwheel back on with the other side facing down. Press down on the wheel to install the spacer and the other bearing. Check to make sure the bearings are flush in the bearing seats. Slide a washer onto the axle and put the Cloudwheel on with the printed side facing out. Center the spacer with a tool if needed. Then, put on the outer washer and then the axle nut. Tighten the nut with your skate tool until it's snug. If you find that the wheel doesn't spin freely, loosen the nut by 1/8 of a turn to ensure the bearings are not over-tightened. Repeat the same steps for the other side. Installing Cloudwheels on belt drive boards. Prepare a set of Cloudwheels, pulleys, and belts, a skate tool, a T20 Torx key, a T10 Torx key, and a medium-strength thread locker. We recommend using Loctite 243, but feel free to use another brand. Note that two-wheel drive requires 2 pulleys and 2 belts, and 4-wheel drive requires 4 pulleys and 4 belts. Be sure to use the correct combination of pulleys and belts as shown on this table. With your skate tool, undo one of the axle nuts. Remove the outer washer and the wheel. Note that there are 2 washers on top of the pulley bearing, a big one and a small one. Use the T20 Torx key to undo the screws and remove the motor pulley cover. If you'll be changing to a Cloudwheel pulley that's the same size as the current pulley, you can keep using the same belt. If you'll be changing to a different size pulley, use the T20 Torx key to loosen the 4 screws holding the motor, but don't remove the screws. Then, remove the belt and wheel pulley. Be careful not to lose those washers. On the Flex, there might be a cable clip holding the motor cable to the motor bracket. Undo that cable clip with the T10 Torx key. This clip does not need to be reinstalled later. Put on the Cloudwheel pulley and the corresponding size belt. Give the pulley a few turns to move them into place if needed. Adjust the belt tension by pulling the motor away from the truck while using the T20 Torx key to tighten 2 of the 4 motor screws in a diagonal order. On the other 2 screws, apply a drop of Loctite onto each and screw them onto the bracket. Then do the same for the first 2 screws. Reinstall the motor pulley cover with a drop of Loctite applied to each of the 2 screws. Place the big washer and small washer onto the Cloudwheel pulley. Mount a Cloudwheel with the printed side facing out. Center the spacer with a tool if needed. Put on the outer washer. Tighten the axle nut until it's snug, and then loosen it by 1/8 of a turn. Repeat these steps for the remaining drive wheels. All done! See you in the next tutorial.